Nobody believed that this was possible.
You can't do that in a garage. There's just a few places in the world. But we just don't think it's safe, and that's why we can't support it.
Bugatti just showed a pretty brutal way to play the game of who actually controlled their cars. Alex Gonzalez's Chiron Pure Sport was badly damaged, and the repair estimated was 1.7 million. But the main problem wasn't just that figure, because Bugatti immediately cut off access to data and official parts orders, making it even more difficult to repair this expensive car. But made Rimac eventually unblock the car. This case was a wake-up call because of total control issue. There are only 60 Pure Sport in the world, and its chassis has a torsional rigidity of 50,000 Nm. Technically, this is a monster so precise that you have to split the car in half to fix the gearbox. The question is, when you buy this car, do you actually own the car, or are you just paying for permission to use their stuff? Bugatti usually goes back to the same argument whenever people question why the car is so hard to repair. It's because of safety. They will point to the carbon monocoque chassis and its torsional stiffness of around 50 Nm per degree. That's roughly 2.5 times stiffer than many regular supercars. And yes, from an engineering standpoint, this is seriously impressive, but from a broader perspective, that same design also makes the car far harder for outside shops to work on. Why does the car need to be separated so extensively just to reach the gearbox? Why are some structural fasteners made as specialized one-time use titanium pieces that change under load when tightened? Why is so much of the repair process tied to factory level procedures? Safety is definitely part of the answer, but the end result is still the same. Very few specialist shops in the world can touch the car properly without going through Molsheim. That kind of engineering creates a repair ecosystem that stays tightly controlled from the start. So it's like similar to having an iPhone that's locked by iCloud or disabled after too many failed passcode attempts. The hardware is still there and the phone still physically belongs to you, but a normal repair shop cannot simply override that lock, because the control sits inside Apple's ecosystem. Once that happens, your options become very limited. But even that still isn't the deepest layer of the problem. The bigger issue sits inside the car's electric system, where software and authorization can control what happens next. And once that side gets involved, the repair story becomes even more complicated. That's what we will get in chapter 2. Now we get to the part that's probably the most interesting here, the software. Because with the Bugatti Chiron, you're not only dealing with a W16 engine, you're also dealing with a car that runs like a computer, with around 30 ECU modules constantly talking to each other. And Bugatti has access to a huge amount of data all the time. So when the car detects a major impact, or when the airbags deploy, the VIN can be flagged inside Bugatti's internal system. And once that happens, everything around the repair can get a lot harder. Access to ASAP, the after-sales assistant portal, can be restricted. That matters because replacement modules often need factory-side approval to be installed and properly sync with the rest of the car. So even if you physically have the vehicle, getting its system fully working again may still depend on a Bugatti's authorization. It's a bit like using Microsoft 365 for work. You may have the laptop, the files and the software are installed, but if your access gets locked from the server side, the whole thing can suddenly stop working the way you need it to. For Alex, he gets a path to save what is still a multi-million-dollar asset. Paying for an official restoration is painful, but it can still make more financial sense than being left the market sees as that. For Matt, he gains credibility. If Bugatti allows the process to move forward, that gives his work a level of validation and attention it will never get from a normal rebuild. And for Bugatti, they keep control of the repair process while protecting the standards they care about. By allowing a control exception, they reduce the public backlash from this case without opening the doors for everyone else to bypass the system. What do you think? Write a comment below if you have other opinions.